Welcome, race fans, to season 2021, episode 2 of the Pecino Report. This is the vodcast that sticks it up the inside of the hype and gets right through on the final corner to drive across the line and finish in first place. All for you, the listener or viewer. So as we inch ever closer to resumption of hostilities for 2021, come on, we've got a very special episode for you this week. But before we do get into that, it's a warm hello to my fantastic co-host, Andra. Andra, how you doing, my dear, now that heat wave's passed in Adelaide?
You know what? It's been like Victorian weather. We had a 42-degree day, and then we had pissing rain for a day. I just don't know. Yeah, and I'm only wearing a beanie now because I didn't do my hair. I didn't want. Although Remy's hair's looking pretty nice, so we could look like twins.
I know, fantastic. And before we do get into it, Manuel El Jefe, how are you doing over there, mate?
I am okay. I would like to be with you because I am a warm and hot man, person. But I am here in the cold in Madrid.
I've heard some ladies say that.
Yeah, indeed. So look, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to once again be able to say a very warm Aussie g'day to none other than number 87 himself, race winner, an all-round great guy, Mr. Remy Gardner. Remy, how are you doing, boss?
Hey guys, yeah, not too bad. Early morning here in Spain.
Indeed.
Warmer than where Manuel is, so I'm not too bad. But actually, today's a bit cloudy, but it's okay. It's life's good, so happy to be here, mate.
How far away are you from each other in Spain?
600 k's, more or less.
Okay.
600. Yeah.
What are we, Stu? We must be about.
We're about 2,000. What's that? Between Adelaide and Brisbane, it's about 2,000 k's, isn't it? Or 2.5, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. Indeed. So look, first of all, mate, what are you doing in Spain? Why aren't you enjoying sunning it up here in Australia? The season doesn't start for a while. Did you get back over to Australia during the break, or have you just been over there the whole time because of lockdowns and stuff?
Yeah, no, I've been here the whole time. So like usually I don't go back. I spend, my Christmases here. I got this year, obviously couldn't really do much else. As going back to Australia, I think my dad went back actually in November. Sorry, coronavirus.
I was going to make the Rona joke.
My dad had to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks.
Oh God, yeah.
Because you got to quarantine for two weeks and pay for all that yourself. So,
and like a true champion, we didn't see him whinging all over the news like all of the other celebrities.
The soft tennis players.
Yeah. Like I heard something that was going on about the tennis players. I don't know.
And Djokovic pulled out just before the game because he had a sore hand or something. Wonder what he was doing in his hotel room for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get involved.
Yeah, exactly. So look, mate, let's talk about MotoGP. Last time we spoke was before 2020 had started. You were hopeful it was going to be a good season. You understood that there were some shortcomings potentially with the bike and yourself being a bigger guy. You weren't really expecting too much out of the season. But mate, what a year, especially the second half of that year. You've just skyrocketed. What do you think your secret was in the second half of the year? It was absolutely incredible for you.
Yeah, I mean, really everything came good, from Austria. From Austria, once we were in Austria, everything started getting better. Jerez, I struggled a little bit. I think that was kind of maybe due to the old frame that we had, because the new frame, the 2020 frame had a little bit more grip, as I tested, as in the background of your photo. It seems like it had a bit more grip, and that kind of made sense to me a bit more now, why we struggled a bit more in Jerez, also in Brno. But, in Austria, and from there on, like the bike wasn't too bad and, I could manage. So, it was a shame, honestly, about Misano breaking my hand with that big high side and warm up.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been a really positive year, and
Are you all fully healed now? It's all good.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the scar there.
Oh yeah,
nice, gnarly, love it.
You got any bits of metal in your body at the moment?
Yeah. So it's a little titanium plate. I think 6 little screws or something. Yeah, but actually it was quite easy. And honestly, if what happened with Mark didn't happen, I probably would have been back, on the weekend, that next weekend racing, second Mazzano. But, all the doctors, of course, have, they're way more cautious now as,
ultra cautious.
Going on. So, yeah, I don't know, a thumb and an arm is a bit different story, but
it is exactly,
the size of the bone is quite different.
Yeah, it's quite different, and you don't actually use the thumb on the bike. So anyway,
what are your thoughts on that? Just the whole Marquez situation with what happened there. Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, but
we ask tough questions.
Yeah, you're asking hard questions here.
But Remy, as a rider, do you understand Mark wanting to return immediately? As a rider, I think this is quite normal, isn't it?
Yes, I do. But seeing what the injury was and like it's only 3 days after an operation, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit
stupid.
Yeah, a bit excessive. Yeah. We've had
this
conversation as well. Yeah, it's gotten so much faster, these recovery times, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it seemed like that 3 days is almost a culmination of saying that is too much.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when I broke my legs, I was 1 month was not riding the bike, so.
Which is still a lot. That's pretty short, really.
Yeah, which is short. Which is really short,
Yep.
And 3 days after breaking your humerus is like
the wound still.
It's like one of the bones that takes the most brunt through the body. You got to hold your body weight up on the bike. So I don't know. It was I don't know whose idea it was, whether it was Mark's or Emilio's or Alberto's. I don't know, but don't know. I honestly, personally, I wouldn't have done it, and I probably would have used my head a bit more. But Mark still is Mark, and everyone thought he could pull off a miracle, and honestly, he actually rode pretty fast when he got back.
That's right. Even Mark riding at 70% capacity is still highly competitive. That's right. But I really do think we found the limit with that one, and it seems like common sense is going to prevail a little bit more from now on.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a little bit more ammunition now for riders and rider managers to push back on teams and say, hey, no, he's not going to get back on the bike just yet?
Honestly, I don't think there's that much pressure from teams, for the rider to get back on the bike, honestly, because in the end, it's up to the rider, like this, like when I broke my thumb, basically they're like, look, if you can't be back for Montmello, don't worry. It's the way it is.
That's good to know, though, because for us as spectators, I think you sit there and you're like, shit, has someone made him do this, or have they just gone, I'm going to do it, because it could go either way, I suppose.
More likely than not, it was probably just Mark.
Yep.
Wanting to do it. So.
It looked like it was his decision the way he bloody rode.
He's a freaking maniac.
He's like a pit bull. He just doesn't stop until he gets what he wants. So.
Exactly.
What are you doing? Are you getting more booze, Stu?
Oh. The whole thing ended like that, honestly.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can recover from it and get back on the bike, because it really would be a shame to not see Mark Marquez ride a motorcycle.
I've got to ask Remy, and this isn't on our list, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I've noticed watching you, because I think I've said to you, like, when a year ago is the first time I started watching MotoGP, so this has all completely been new to me, but I had the best year, watching, and I was trying to understand what was going on in your head. I could see after our conversation, and then, you didn't know if you were signed for the next year, what was going on with the bike, and I could tell, I think, that you were really having to hold yourself back a bit to ride sensibly and not fall off and finish the race and not go too crazy, where I feel like it's against your personality, because you would have just been, I've got a chance here, I'm going to push myself as fast as I can. What was that like? Is that kind of what was going on in your head?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, honestly. That's like, I kind of had that mentality throughout the whole year, which is quite good. And I think really the only place where I slipped up was Austria 1. I think I crashed out in third, and yeah, that crash kind of really like hit me hard. Like you're riding like you did last year. You're an idiot, you know? Like, what are you doing?
And that off in Austria last year or the year before, that was huge as well. That was on turn 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, not like not injury wise, but you know, mentally that was just like, what are you doing? You know, like you said you weren't gonna ride stupid anymore, you know. So
yeah. But then the red mist comes down, exactly.
yeah. So but you know, up until then and even after then, you know, I think like what you know what I did on the track was great, and in the end, you know, there were days where I just had to take a 4th instead of, you know, getting the podium. So and you know, in the end, those points added up, and yeah, like I said, unfortunately for Misano, crash in warm up, which is still a bit unknown what happened.
Did you relax a bit once you signed for you know, this? I was going to say next year. Once you signed for this year, did that chill you out a bit, and you're just like, yep, okay.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Yep. It was the same.
Yeah, I mean, like most guys are like, yeah, I'm signed, I can relax, you know, like. But no, I you know, I had a good relationship with the team, and you know, I wanted to finish the year on a high, and
nice.
You know, I wanted to do my best season yet, and you know, I was always I wanted to push until the end, you know, and you know, try and do the best we could, and like you saw, take that win in the last race. So, and yeah, I mean, I signed before Misano that contract, and then I signed with Misano anyway. So you know, you know.
Remy, one question. I have 2 questions. One, how much do you think you grew as a rider? Do you feel that you really improved a lot last year? And the other thing is, at a certain point, your name sounded as a future MotoGP rider. And you, if I am not wrong, you said that you were not ready yet. So these are the 2 questions I would like to do it to you.
Yeah. The first one was, have I grown as a rider, right?
Yeah. If you feel that you have grown a lot.
Yeah, for sure. This year, like a big step, honestly. Well, last year, sorry, was a big step. You know, I think I took the speed and you know, and the matureness on top of the bike and put it together a bit more. And honestly, I think that reflected in the last, you know, 6 races or 7 races. So yeah, 100%. And hopefully I can take what I learned last year and put it together with this year's resources, and, you know, hopefully.
But Remy, this improvement, is it like you can read the race better? You are more calm on the bike. You don't take risk that you shouldn't. How does it? How, in which way?
Yeah. For starters, not well. Compared with 2019, I had a different crew chief as well. We weren't changing the bike so radically. We just kept more of a standard bike, like some standard settings, and never really moved away from there. Maybe it's not perfect at some tracks, but it's a bike that I know. It's a bike that I understand. And if it's not perfect, then I know where the limit is, and I know what I can do to overcome it if I need to. Nice. That's one thing. And then also as well, reading the races better and just being more calm on the bike and not riding it 100% every single lap, you know, just toning it down a little bit. And honestly, like towards the end of the races, getting, you know, like speeding up towards the end of the races is kind of like what I've noticed, that I have a strong point, and that if the tires can handle it, but that's a strong point, I think, for my for my weight and my physique as well. Yeah. And I've learned to really, you know, make advantage of that. So yeah, in the end, it's a disadvantage having that weight, but I'm kind of learning to use the advantage of it as well. So
it's a combination. Cut your hair off, you probably lose a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, mark my words, I'll come to the first race with a shaved head, I tell you.
Oh, nice one. So look, on balance, would you say, are you happy or unhappy with last year? In general, thinking about the start and the end of the year.
No, extremely happy. Honestly, really happy with it. I don't know how many podiums we got. 4 podiums and a win.
So yeah.
And it went like this rather than like this. So that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Went
4
right direction.
podiums and a win. Could have had one more podium if I wasn't stupid. And
you'll grow out of that eventually, maybe. Or not.
Maybe. No, don't ever grow out of that, mate.
No, don't.
So, hey, when you had that win, what was that phone call to your dad like? Do you have a chat with him afterwards?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was probably in tears, I think, if I remember. But yeah, I don't know. It all happened pretty fast, but I think, I think Clara was there. I think she called him, and while I was in there before going into the press conference or something. So
right.
He was happy. I think he was with a bunch of family as well. So that was nice.
Remy, you owe me
the
answer about why did you say that you were not ready for MotoGP? In my opinion, you were more than some riders who step up. That's my opinion. But
with this, I think I said this would have been in 2019, no? I think.
Were there conversations around, because they were looking for people for seats for MotoGP for this year, and there was like, this person.
Yeah,
some journalist probably made it up, Manuel. It probably wasn't even Remy.
Yeah, I didn't say that this year. Honestly, if it was this, if you would have asked me this year, I would have said, yeah, give me a bike. I'm ready to go up. Last year it was a different story.
Because that photo that Stu's got behind him, I remember Manuel sent it to us and was like, you can't show this to anyone, but Remy's just gone and done this. And he said everyone was like, he just looks like a MotoGP rider. Like everyone was just buzzing. Did you get that feedback?
Yeah, well, that photo actually wasn't supposed to get out because I'm wearing...
Was it you, Manuel?
It is now. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Honestly, I couldn't. It's more for Red Bull, but it's the helmet. I can't use a green helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed anything green.
Yeah.
Oh, are you having to change all of your personal colors
for my number and my helmet? Yeah, unfortunately.
Because that was the day after the last race, wasn't it? That
exactly.
test.
I think that one was, yeah.
And nothing was planned. Like I think we had a test on Wednesday, Thursday in Jerez, but it looked really like it was going to rain for those 2 days. I think it did. So Aki's like, no, we stay here one day in Portugal. So that's the only helmet I had, and luckily I had the leathers. So,
nice.
Yeah,
brilliant.
So what's it been like moving teams into that whole Aki Ajo system and the whole Red Bull KTM system? Have you noticed a big change there, and is that something you're excited about as well? There's a lot of weight around Aki Ajo and the riders that he's coached, the younger riders coming through, to be able to step under him and learn under that system. Is that something else that obviously is really really exciting for you?
For sure. Like I said, we've already done, one day in Portugal, and it really was positive. We had a few problems with the bike, some weird chattering problems from the clutch or something. But anyway, with that frame, it's a bit more grip as well. And Aki was there throughout the whole day, just asking and telling me, starting to work with me and getting to understand me. And but for sure, it's a lot of structure in Aki's team, which is great. The team actually is here in Polinya in Barcelona.
That where they invented the spaghetti?
What?
Is it, what'd you say it's called? Bolognese? Like bolognese sauce? Oh. I haven't left Australia much, obviously.
It's the most honest comment ever.
Andra, you have to travel a little bit more, Andra. You have to travel a little bit more.
I will when the Rona goes away.
This is why we love her, Remy. She's awesome.
Sorry, that's please great. Go on.
No, you're right. So it's in Polinya.
Not bolognese.
Oh God.
About 40 minutes from my place. So it's good. They got the team there. They got the headquarters, and the good thing is they got bikes and so many staff there. They could, any day that I need a bike, they need to bring bikes or take me training. I just call up. I'm like, yo, this day there, and they're like, okay.
Outstanding. So what's their relationship with the greater Red Bull machine? Are you able to use the Red Bull training facilities at Austria and all that sort of thing, or are they just a satellite part of that?
No, actually last week I was in Austria with Red Bull Athlete Performance Center.
Yeah.
Wasn't it snowing? Was it snowing?
Yeah, it was full of snow. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Were you doing riding stuff? How do you do that in the snow?
No, not riding. Just
okay.
Just running on a treadmill, basically.
Okay.
But I mean, having that to be able to leverage
any other
that
riders
there?
No, I was alone. No? I think normally I think they said we go all together like to do it, but because of the coronavirus situation, I think everything was, I had to do everything alone. Mm-hmm. And man, traveling at the moment is like really hard. Like it's not fun. Like you have to carry a folder like that thick full of papers and this paper and that paper and your PCR test and this and that and this and this is out of date. So then they got to do your test on the spot. Oh, it's just.
I'm so glad we're in Australia. I can't even imagine what it's like for you all.
Yeah. Have you guys got a vaccination schedule yet, or?
Yeah, but they're really slow here.
Yeah. Can I just jump back again? I'm going to throw things off track because I never stick to the script. But can you just quickly tell us what you thought of Portimao? Did you love that track?
Oh yeah, Portimao is amazing.
Brilliant.
It's definitely up there, and I think top 3 of my favorite tracks in the world.
Is there anyone that doesn't like it? Is there anyone that just goes, "Oh no, it's not flat. I can't go as fast."
Anyone doesn't like it.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, probably the little kiddies.
It's scary.
Hang on. There is a guy who has the 46 on the bike that doesn't like that track.
He's definitely not a kid.
Yeah, so the little kiddies then, Yeah.
The little grandfather. Let's say the little
grandfather.
Remy, you will start the season because Marini left the Moto2, Martin left Moto2, Bastianini. Now you will start as one of the people will look at you. This is a
contender,
a lot of pressure, no? And this is a situation that maybe you are not used to. And this is something that you have to handle. The first race, everybody will expect Remy Gardner be in the front. Are you ready for that as well?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, honestly, I don't know. It doesn't really change much for me.
No?
I don't know.
Do your thing. Just do the best you can. Worry about you.
In the end, I like Qatar. There shouldn't be no reason why I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 years I've been up the front there. So
maybe you can sit down with Fabio Quartararo and explain him how to handle the pressure.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't like smack talking other riders.
Fair enough.
It's, it's not easy in the end. There is a lot of pressure, and I honestly, hopefully I can deal with it well, and I mean, in the end, I still got a few fierce competitors out there. Like Sam's going to be a real tough one.
Sam's going to be real tough this year, isn't he?
Yeah, Sam's going to be really fast.
And your own teammate coming up through the ranks as well, Raul.
Raul will be quick on the first day of testing, so he'll be fast. And
so is Xavi Vierge as well, and Joe Roberts. Oh my God, now he's getting familiar with the tracks as well.
Jake Dixon.
Yeah,
Jake. If his hands getting better, his wrist gets better in time. So. No, but he'll be there. He'll be there this year for sure at some races.
You know what? That Aprilia is taking Sam to court.
What?
Why?
They get him mixed up with his brother.
Because he explained that the sentence was like Aprilia MotoGP project is a joke. Was a joke and is still a joke. And they are taking him to court with lawyers.
I think I saw that on the internet. That comment.
Whoops. That's when you go, I didn't say that. That was my twin brother.
Just exactly. Just caveat it. Opinions expressed to the riders only. They're not amalgamated with the team.
Bloody hell.
Wow, indeed. So we're coming back. We were talking just before about potential pressure. People like Fabio and that. How they deal with the pressure. And Fabio admitted himself last year that he succumbed to all of that pressure, and he didn't have the professional psychology assistance and everything and sports psychology that potentially he should have. Is that so? Do you have a sports psychologist and coming onto the Red Bull team now? Is that a factor for you this year more than it has been, thinking about the mental aspect of things?
I have I have been made to go to psychologists in the past.
Made.
Yeah.
But that was unrelated to motor racing, so that's okay.
Literally dragged by my ear to go there.
Yeah.
Like a few times. Honestly, yeah, no, didn't do it for me. I never really liked it. And I don't know. I feel like this year, like last year, I, kind of worked it out myself, which is good. But, also it comes with experience, it also comes with a lot of experience and a lot of years riding and understanding how to handle races and, learning from your mistakes. Obviously, if you're having the same year over and over and over again, making those same mistakes, yeah, maybe it's time to go see a psychologist. But, if you can sort it out and, and improve and learn on your mistakes, I don't see a need. But we have to remember that Fabio's young. He's a young kid. He's like what, 20, 21?
Yeah.
So you have to remember he's still a kid. He's 1 year younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was basically a rookie in MotoGP, and all of a sudden he had expectations to win races in MotoGP.
And he won the first race, so that was just like
yeah.
Do you find a difference, like, the Italian riders, the Spanish riders, they've got their big entourage, I suppose, like right there around them, praising them up, tell them they're right with everything they do. You obviously got a lot of support around you, but I guess it's a little bit different. How does that sit in for support, psychological support and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just ride my bike. I just push the throttle fast. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. It's that simple Aussie.
Yeah, that's the attitude. That's the attitude.
Yeah.
I think that's
I got my girlfriend. That's about it. She keeps me in line. And
not if you keep posting pictures of her like you did.
Yes.
It's gold. I love it. I'm sure she'll get you back.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. I know she's got a few.
I have to say that Remy's attitude is the typical Aussie attitude. Like, here in Spain and Italy, riders are, like you say, surrounded by friends, helper, secretario, or whatever.
Yeah.
While you Aussies, and also the Brits like Sam, they arrive at the track and they just go for it. And they don't complain if it's too pumpy, too hot, too cold. It's just racing.
The same for everyone in the end, it's the same for everyone. And you have to ride to conditions. You just have to, make the best of it. And if it's bumpy, then find a different line. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's having the same problems.
Exactly. And, there's like so many riders nowadays, they'll have their like personal coach and assistant, and they have to be doing this and that.
Exactly.
But once you're out there, it's just you and the bike, right?
Yeah, exactly. So even in training, it's like they got coaches every single day with them. It's like, why do you need someone to tell you what to do? Like, take your motorbike and go ride. Like,
love it. Bloody love it.
Hey, a quick question here, and again, this is off script, and Manuel hasn't prepared this or anything, but I just want to know if you remember, think back to Portimao, those last 2 or 3 laps.
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking? What was different? And were you thinking, what the fuck is different from what I've done the rest of the year? Why am I, however, 1.6, 2.5 seconds ahead of everybody else? What was going through your head in those last few laps, apart from don't f up?
Yeah, no, actually it wasn't. There was like no nerves at all. Actually, it was kind of weird. Like, I kind of had this thing where I was like, I couldn't lose anything in the championship, and I couldn't gain anything. So honestly, I had nothing to lose. So I just thought, you know what, we're just going to try and win this race.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Yeah, and I got to that. I after Valencia, I was like, I told Clara, and it was a bit of a fight to get her in with all these new rules. Anyway, Tito got her in on one of his spots that he had free. So, and I said to her, I want you to be at this race and I win. And
Kept your promise.
like it was a track that I knew I would like. You know, it's definitely had my characteristics, and I had raced there before and I loved it.
Yep.
So I don't know. I was just fast off the bat, and the last few laps, I kind of just thought, you know, let's just try and pull out a gap. Just don't fucking stop it. It's like give it 100% and don't stop until the flag, and that's what I did. So
fantastic.
You're a bloody legend, and I am so excited.
Goosebumps hearing you.
It is beautiful. It's amazing to hear, seriously. And look, people keep making these comparisons to you and your dad, mate, and you are your own person. You are not your dad. I completely respect that, but really, those sort of sentences are what came out of your dad's mouth 30, 40 years ago, when there was people, even when he was riding, there was other riders that had all these huge groups of, you know, people around them, and they had every excuse for why things weren't working. And he was exactly the same. He was like, get on your bike and ride the bike and be calm and just enjoy it. And you seem to have that same attitude, mate. So that is amazing.
Sorry. You did a mistake. Be calm. I never heard say
calm, never.
That's a little bit different, I think, from my dad.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you do next year, Remy. You've got a fan here. Oh, you're one of the first, you know, riders that we spoke to, or that I spoke to. So I've been following what you've been doing, and being Aussie, and you know, getting to know Clara. Just we'll be sitting here jumping up and down watching you, and in MotoGP next year.
Yes.
That's got to be the plan, right? Yes.
Well, first we got to do the Moto too. So if everything goes well here, which I need to focus on the job first, good things will come.
Completely. Yes, because I there was a rider last year, a rider in Moto3 who started the season, and they asked him, which are your goals? And his answer was, at the beginning of last year, well, I don't care too much because next year I'm going to ride in Moto2. If you start the season that way,
and is he?
What can you expect?
Is he riding in Moto2?
No, he's still in Moto3. Oh. He didn't make the result.
Exactly.
That is the biggest mistake he could have made, is thinking that.
Yeah.
Because
one race at a time.
You've got a whole year, and you got testing, and you got a championship, and everything in front of you first before even thinking about MotoGP. Yeah, obviously it's there, and it's kind of like, you know, the bait on the hook in front of you, but you know, you can't lose sight of the work you got to do.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
That's it. Right. Yeah. Focus on the task at hand.
Mystic,
like you said, race by race. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you so much, Remy. Again, it's been a year since we spoke to you, so I hope maybe we'll talk again in a year, and who knows, hey?
Indeed, mate. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it, mate, especially in the off season when you're training so hard. As Andrew said, want to echo it. Good. Always.
Here for you, okay? Here for you.
Indeed, we are rooting for you here. Indeed. So
what?
We expect at least one shout out this year. So say good day to the Pecino Report crew when you're on the podium, because we know there will be multiple podiums this year. After last year's efforts, mate, you're going to have an incredible year. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a talk to us, mate. We really appreciate it.
And to everyone else out there on the socials, on YouTube, you can listen to us on the podcast platforms. You can buy Remy's hats on the internet.
Yes. Get over to it's RemyGardner.com, I believe.
Worldwide shipping now. Worldwide shipping.
There we go. I saw the new line of merch that just came out. Looks absolutely fantastic. I think you must have got my address mixed up because I haven't got any freebies in the mail. I don't know what's happening there.
It's caught up with the Rona stew.
But that's fine. Yeah.
Caught up in quarantine.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Have a good day, Remy.
Remy, good luck.
Guys.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Say hi to Clara for us. And to everybody else out there, take care. Subscribe, like, hit the button, hit the notifications. Ciao. Bye.